Hi, I'm Gassor and I'm going to take you through the hook kick. This kick is very important as it gives you the foundation to learn one of the most destructive kicks in Taekwondo, the spinning hook kick. So try not to skip this stage as it will be easier to learn and understand the spin hook kick, jump spin hook kick and so on, therefore giving you a sharper and more effective technique. Okay, so the easiest way to first do the hook kick is to start from a parallel position and to kick off the front leg. So I'm going to be kicking towards you with my right leg, so my feet are parallel this way, and then we'll break it down step by step. So, step one, going to lift the leg up like we're going to do a side kick to the front. So if you don't like the side kick, or you haven't watched the side kick tutorial, I suggest you do that because it'll make the hook kick a lot easier to do. From here then, step two, we're going to bring the leg across, because if we don't when we hook kick out, the hook kick is going to miss the person. Yeah, if we think, obviously we've got to hit the side of someone's head. If we hook kick from this position, we're hook kicking over here, so we're definitely going to miss, or the only thing we're going to catch really is the nose. We have a very slim chance of catching that. So, once we've gone from step one to step two, we need to bring this knee across. So when we lift the leg out and hook through, we hit the side of the head with the heel. After that, then we have the option of putting the leg down in front, or hook through and bring the leg all the way back behind. Here's the kick from a side view. Step one, lift like you're going to do a side kick. Step two, bring the leg across almost 45 degrees, still making sure your knee is parallel towards the ground. We don't want to face in this way, because when we hook it'll be a little bit downward, or if you've got your knee lower, we're going to be kicking upwards with the hook kick. So, from step two, we hook across at 45, we extend out, hook in with the heel, come to chamber, given the option of doing another kick, and then we can place the leg down in front, or we can recoil, bring the leg all the way back behind. If you're struggling with the motion of the hook kick, we can take it to the floor. If we just go onto our side, we can chamber exactly the same, and go straight through and pull in. Practicing on the floor means you don't have to worry about the balance or the flexibility aspect. Take your time practicing those steps so you get a better understanding of the move, rather than rushing and ending up with a sloppy kick. If you really struggle with doing the move slow, you can put your left hand on the wall, you can lift your leg up, and then you don't have to worry about the balance aspect. You can really focus on the leg, go nice and slow to understand the hook kick. Once you think you've got those steps, that's only a gist of the hook kick. So what I'm going to do now is break it down into more detail before we discuss the other positions we can do the hook kick from. First pointer, the starting position for the kick in step one, when we lift like we're going to do the side kick, that's exactly what we want to do, because it'll make the hook kick more deceptive, because you'll think I'm going to throw a side kick, a turning kick, or a hook kick. So it's important to go to that step, because if I start from around here, you automatically know that I'm going to throw something going through, obviously a hook kick. So they're going to be prepared, telegraphed, they've got a better chance of stopping it. Whereas if you lift from here, they don't know what you're going to do. Also, in light semi-contact, we normally double up our kicks. So starting from this position, we can throw the hook kick and we can go into something else. If we start from here, we can go side kick, hook kick, side kick to turning kick. We've got loads of different options we can have from that position. So you'll become a better fighter in light to semi if you disguise it from that position. Just like I mentioned in other tutorials, the knee positioning is very important as it controls the angle of the kick. So if I point my knee downwards, the hook kick is going to travel in a more upward motion. If I angle my knee up, then the kick is going to come more in a diagonal downward kick motion. To get maximum power with the hook kick, you want to have your knee parallel towards the ground. So when you hook kick, it goes straight through the person's head. All the power then goes into the side of their head. There are advantages to doing the kick upwards and downwards though, which I will demonstrate now. If the knee is pointed more upwards, the kick comes down diagonally, meaning you can clear the guard or creep over the guard. A variation of the hook kick travelling in the more upward direction is the upward heel kick, which can be used to strike the groin from attacks from behind or in close combat situations. In light to semi-contact sparring, it's more about scoring your points. So you want to make the motion of the hook kick as short as possible so it's quick and effective. Whereas in full contact, you want a bigger motion so you get more power in the technique for the knockout. So if I'm sparring light semi, normally I spar side on. So I basically try and bring the hook kick just by the side of the head. I don't want to be over here because it telegraphs and they got more chance of moving out the way or blocking it. So make it as short as possible. I hook kick, more than likely I score my point. If we're doing full contact, normally it'd be from a front stance. Normally you wouldn't really throw the hook kick unless you're bringing the foot across to the centre first, or if you're doing a technique before it, then it'd be a bigger motion for the knockout. The main target areas for the hook kick are to the jaw or the temple to cause maximum damage. If we manage to get behind the opponent, we can strike into the calf, the kidney, or the back of the head. Pulling your toes back tightens up the tendons, focuses the energy into the heel, and prepares it for impact. Think of it as if you were punching. You relax, then tighten the fist on impact to protect the wrist and the bones in the hand. If it stays relaxed all the way, you are more likely to damage your hand, and on this occasion, the foot. Also, it's easier to break balls and knock out an opponent, as it penetrates into the target more easily. In light to semi-contact, you can point your toes, so you have longer reach and a more controlled hook kick, as the objective is more about scoring your point rather than knocking them out. Here are some examples. If you connect with the flat of the foot, it's more of a slap, so there's not much power. Another important pointer is to make sure your hook kick is travelling straight through to get the maximum power into the target. To do this, we can practice with a chair, and if we hook too short, we're going to come down on the chair. If we hook kick through, then we won't land on the chair. As you get more flexible, obviously you need to do it with something a little bit higher. But the main thing is to make sure that hook kick is travelling straight the way through. When you've completed the hook kick, you have several options. In light to semi-contact sparring, you might want to recoil your leg back to chamber so you can kick again. If you want to hook kick and bring the leg straight through for hip flexibility, you can hook and bring all the way back behind. If you're doing more full contact, you want to hook kick, place your leg down so you're not flat-footed when you land, because if I just drop the leg down, then I've got too much weight in my feet and I'm going to get punched and probably knocked out. Now we're going to go into different ways of initiating the hook kick. We're going to start from a front stance. So all we do is we go into our front stance. What we're going to do from here is we're going to step across with our front foot and then throw the hook kick. The reason why you want a front stance rather than the side stance when you're fighting in full contact and you can kick below the belt, or outside fighting, is because your legs will get taken out a lot easier if you're in a side stance. Whereas if you're in a front stance and someone goes to kick you, you can lift up, you can block, you can quickly move your leg. You've got loads of options. So from side view, all we do, we're in our front stance, we step across with our front foot, hook kick, and then back to our front stance. To perform the kick off the rear leg, we go into our front stance. What we have to do now is release our front foot, bring the hip all the way around, and then we're back to step one like we were earlier. Hook kick through, and then recoil the leg all the way back behind. This kick would take a lot longer from the rear stance, so it's less effective because it's more telegraphed. But it does give you more hip flexibility, which makes doing the lead hook kick and eventually the spinning hook kick a lot easier. Here's the rear hook kick from a side view. Turn your front foot to release the hip, bring your leg around to step one, hook kick through, bring the leg all the way back behind. Like I said, this kick is mainly for hip flexibility. It'd be very hard to pull the technique off in full contact or even in light to semi. To cover distance, we can use the step-in hook kick. So from here we go into our side stance. All we're going to do is step the leg behind the front leg, step in, hook, bring the leg back down. So from a side view, all we do, step behind the front leg, hook kick, place the leg down. The reason we step behind the front leg is if we get caught midway through the step-in hook kick, we can recover our feet and be back in balance. Whereas if we step in front, we'll have our legs taken from underneath us. Another way to cover distance is the skip-in hook kick. So we go into our parallel stance. All we got to do now is make sure as the back foot comes in that the front foot is already gone. So I want you to pretend as your back foot is a cat and your front leg is the mouse. We don't want the cat to get the mouse. So if the feet touch, the cat's got the mouse. If we get kicked in this position, our feet go from underneath us. So the cat goes to get the mouse is gone, we initiate our hook kick. That way then, it's a lot faster, and if we get caught during this, our legs up so we can fall back on it and we'll be quite safe. So from a side view, from here now, the cat goes in to get the mouse, legs gone, we hook kick and land. If you're doing the kick from a front stance, then all we have to do is bring the foot across to the position before we initiate the skipping hook kick. My last pointer is for you to practice the hook kick in all different stances and positions you might end up in, so you naturally become a more versatile fighter in sparring or in a confrontation. This concludes my tutorial on the hook kick, so check my channel for other tutorials and subscribe for future tutorials. Thank you.